Even with love, there's some things that we gotta face. So much we go through day to day, trauma that we can't erase. Jesus, we need you to take your place. So come right in, we need you within. And with your love, we know we can win. Yeah, we know it ain't always easy being in this, and I know I'm not the only one. Let's talk about it. About it. Oh, let's talk about it. Oh, let's talk about it. Oh, let's talk about it.
Hey, 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 ladies, gentlemen. Guess what? It's just me. I know y'all like, where is Ricardo tonight? I know how much y'all love Ricardo, but tonight you get Kimberly and guest. Because what month is this? This is March, and March is Her Story Month. Yes, I know media always talking about history, women's history, but this month is Her Story Month. So we're going to have the ladies in and out during this month on the Let's Talk About It series. We're going to be interviewing different ladies, having different ladies share their thoughts and ideas with everybody. So I hope you're happy about that. Seeing us ladies, not often do we get the chance to come on without Ricardo. Of course, I miss my boo tonight, but it's okay. It's okay for us to have just the ladies in the room, right? So again, we're talking about her story. We have a lot of information out there about history, things that's happened all over the world. Rosa Parks, we got Michelle Obama. We can come up a little bit. We have people even today that has a story to tell. And we always look at those things. But I woke up this morning, I said, Lord, can you give me somebody in the Bible to share about? The Bible, who can we talk about when it comes to that? When we're talking about women's history, her story. So I have someone that is not spoken of very often, and her name is Lydia. I looked up, I wanted to know if there were any business women in the Bible. Of course, we all know about Aquila and Priscilla, honey. Priscilla was holding it down with Aquila. They ran a business, they did ministry, they walked with Paul. We know, we've all heard of her. But not too many people talk about old Lydia. So Lydia was also a businesswoman, child. She was out there selling her clothes. She was the first Joanne Fabric. Y'all know Joanne Fabric. Lydia was the first Joanne Fabric. She sold her purple tonics out there. She sold her wraps and all, but she only sold them to people of influence. What? She was trying to get her coins right, y'all. Lydia was doing it. So Lydia was actually, what was so great about Lydia, Paul went to Macedonia. Him and Silas, remember, they were kicking it at that time. And they stopped in Macedonia, Philippi to be exact. And they went down to the riverfront. They found out there's a little spot down there where the people hung out. And the ladies had their own Bible study back then, y'all. Yes, the ladies came together at the river and they would have their own little moments of prayer and talking about God and different things. Well, this particular day, they saw Silas and Paul, and they heard Paul talking about Christianity and Jesus. And she listened. Lydia listened in, and she liked what she heard Paul saying. So guess what she did? She was the first person in Philippi to be converted to Christianity. The first person and the first woman. So isn't that some kind of story we haven't heard of? In this whole city and all these people, it was Lydia, the first lady that was converted to Christianity by the Apostle Paul. That's a great story. And he loved her, she loved him, as of course friendly. She invited them to come stay in her home, and they did so. He even says, well, she aggravated him enough, so she decided to come on. He decided to come on, him and Silas, and spend some time in her house. And if you go into Acts 16, 11 through 40 and read that entire chapter, there's some great stuff in there. That's when Paul, the little girl, was chasing Paul and getting on his nerves, and then he cast the demons out of her, and the people were upset because they needed her for money, and they threw him in jail and all that good stuff. Paul and Silas were in jail together. Remember they were praising, and the chains fell off, and the guard thought they had left, but they hadn't, and they came back. After all of that, and they were released, and they insisted on being released publicly. when everything was said and done, guess where Paul and Silas went back to? They went back to Lydia's house. So Lydia must have had a great relationship with Christ, with Christianity, with servitude. They felt comfortable enough to go back to Lydia's house after they had been locked up, beaten, and all the different things that had happened. So she was the first female to be converted to Christianity in Philippi. She was the first person to be converted to Christianity in Philippi. Isn't that nice? I thought that was a nice little her story that we can tell about somebody out the Bible. So with that being said, I'm gonna move on. Can I get a few hand claps on that one? let's give some hearts up to old Lydia tonight in the Bible. Remember Acts 16, 11, and 40. If you want to look her up and read about that from the beginning to the end, I thought that was a really good story to tell today in the month of March, the number 3, the Trinity. So this is a great month for us ladies to be focused on. All right, so there are some other great things that happened for us this month. On March the 2nd, me and my boo celebrated 22 years of marriage. Yes. And we went away and he did what he's supposed to do and I did what I'm supposed to do. Yes, we grown people, y'all. We had a great time replenishing one another. Then we were fed the word. We went to a conference together. We just had a great week together as one, celebrating them 22 years. 2 is the number of witness. So we pray to God will allow us to continue to be a witness for the kingdom in marriages. So we had a great time. I really enjoyed Ricardo, and I'm thankful and blessed to God that we've made it 22 years. We've actually been together 24 years. So we're rolling around on 25 years next year of being together. And that's just a blessing. The strange part for me was everywhere we went and we was telling people we were celebrating our anniversary and we say 22 years, they were like, that's unheard of. That's the crazy part, that people just can't believe that folks are married over 20 years anymore. It's sad that they don't see that anymore. But I'm happy that me and my baby can be a witness to show that, yes, you can stay married for 22 years and be happy. Now, I'm not saying it was always happy, but we pushed through when we didn't want to. Speaking of which, let me transition a little bit. So we celebrated that anniversary, but also on March 2nd, we released our book, We Won't Quit. Yes, we won't quit. Ricardo and I and 10 other married couples released our book on March the 2nd. People were able to order the books. We actually became best-selling authors on March the 2nd as well. So that was a blessing all in itself to release the book with the other couples and then find out that you were best-selling authors. What? And then guess what? After that happened, Amazon put up there that we were number 3 when it came to the hottest new release for that day. So we were hot on fire that day and we were in the best selling. So that was a blessing also. And that just adds to the collection of books that Ricardo and I wrote. The anthology was great with the other couples, but we also have Don't Curse Your Crisis with visionary author Dr. Angela Corpu Boyd. We're crisis number 5. Of course, we needed grace. So if you haven't had the opportunity to purchase that book, it's also on Amazon. And it is a best-selling as well. We're best-selling authors 2 times over. What? Give me some hearts. 2 times. Look, don't give me no hearts. Give God some hearts. But give me some hearts too. And Ricardo. But yes, so 2 times over. And then my prayer journal, Wives Prayer Journal. I didn't know anything about trying to be a best-selling author when I released that self-published. But I'm going to re-release it one day so that we can see if we can get that rolling. But that's a great book on prayers. If you're having hard times, good times, whatever time you're going through, there is a prayer in that journal for you that you can read. You can meditate after you read the prayer. And then you write down what you felt after you meditated with God, after you read the prayer. So it's a great book. If you haven't purchased it, go ahead and get all 3. We Won't Quit, Don't Curse Your Crisis, and the Wives Prayer Journal, because when wives pray, God moves. All right. We doing it. All right. So look, I ain't used to being by myself. That requires me to do a whole lot of talking. Oh, Jesus. Anywho, we're going to keep it moving. But isn't that nice, y'all? I'm so excited about what God is doing in the group, the RFK Couples and Marriage group. Yeah, we actually came together, y'all, and wrote a book together. The people that wrote this book are actually in the group. And so that just shows that we have fruit in the group, because not only are the members in the group, we wrote a book in the group. The book became a bestseller in the book, in the group, out of the group. I mean, and the hottest new release, fruit from top of fruit, on top of fruit. So, God, we bless you on today for it. We bless God for this group, over 930 couples and some singles in the group. So, I'm just blessed by it. God is really moving, and we're excited about everything else that He's going to continue to do with the group. So, let me not belabor the moment. I have some wonderful ladies that are going to be joining us tonight. But first and foremost, I am going to bring on Miss Tara McGee. Miss Tara McGee is the CEO of Staff for You. And tonight she's going to be able to tell us a little bit about her story and some things that she has going on, her past, her present, and her future. She's a wonderful friend of mine as well. She's in this group. She has an amazing husband and Tony. We've all gone through and pushed through together, and God has been good to us. He's shown his faithfulness, and He's shown His mercy and grace upon us as well. But tonight, y'all, help me welcome Miss Tara McGee to the platform. I can't hear her though. Can I hear you, Tara?
You can. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes, yes,
Very
yes.
good.
Give us some
Hello,
hearts, y'all.
hello.
Give me girls. There we go.
Let's get some hearts going. Let's get some hearts going. Thank you so much. I am so honored, and I thank God for the opportunity to come on tonight and to share with you in this time as we talk about her story. And that was an awesome story that you were sharing about Lydia. That is something that we all should strive to someone we should strive to be, and something that we should strive to continue to remind ourselves of. So thank you so much for sharing that and giving me an opportunity to come on tonight and just share a little bit about my story.
Yeah.
And in doing that, again, I am Tara McGee, so I am so thankful to be here. And as Kimberly mentioned, I am the president and owner of Staff for You Incorporated, which is a staffing, training, and consulting company. And it is a vision that I received from God. So, and when I tell the story about Staff for You, we're talking about being in a place where I didn't feel valued, being in a place where I saw workplace hurt. So in doing that, I started a company with the grace of God and the vision of God that allowed me to mitigate some of that workplace hurt. We want to ensure that when we're placing people at using Staff for You Incorporated, and we're placing them in a position that they can flourish. We're placing them at companies, and when they're in those positions, those companies also flourish. So that's one of the things that we love about Staff for You Incorporated. We love what we do. We love being partnered with other organizations and just moving forward in that. Also, and that is one thing that we have going, but also today, I tell you, today has been an amazing day. I am so blessed today. Earlier today, I had a podcast that was released.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That was so amazing. And here I am on tonight sharing with you guys as well. So it has just been, I tell you, last year I turned 50. And you know how most people say they're in a new chapter? I went a whole new volume.
Yeah. I like that. When you said you have a whole new volume, I like that.
Yes, this new volume and the blessings of God have been amazing. And just this year, we don't even talk about last year, just this year, the first couple of months already, Kimberly already mentioned the book that we have, We Won't Quit, that we just launched. My husband and I were thankful enough to be a part of that, which launched on March the 2nd. And there's another book that I had the honor of being a part of, which is called She's Got the Power, which is also a bestseller. And it was a bestseller as well. We launched that book in January. And that book it talks about financial literacy, and it talks about sisterhood. And in that book, we talk a little bit about how we as sisters, and the taboo subject about money and wealth. And as you can see, I'm a little tongue twisted sometimes when you talk about it, because we weren't really taught or raised to talk about money and wealth and how we get there, and investments and things of that nature. So with this book and with the investment club, which is our fund, we share we share or evangelize what we're learning, and we're educating ourselves about investing and financial literacy and how we can move forward as sisters in understanding wealth better.
Hey,
So
Tara, tell a little bit more about the RR Fund. How does that work for you? Again,
the RR Fund is an investment club that I've joined. And right now, I think there's about 75 of us.
oh
Our
wow.
visionary, yes, it is. And we're moving, and we really, we started last year, actually. And so our visionary that started is Dr. Angela Reddix. And it is 75 of us currently. And we come together and we talk about investing, we talk about evangelizing, we talk about educating ourselves, and we educate ourselves on wealth and prosperity and how we can help others also with wealth and prosperity and not just ourselves.
You know, because I'm telling you, you might run some people off talking about Christians being wealthy and having prosperity, because we are supposed to walk around broke, busted, and disgusted. But God has put no sir, looks like no sirree. And I
No,
love how God is raising up people that can speak boldly and educate others on how you can actually walk out financial literacy. There's so many different people that are out there I've been running into that's doing this, and we're probably going to have a month where that's all we talk about is financial literacy, and we need it. We
exactly.
definitely need it. Yes.
Definitely.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
I didn't mean to cut you off in the middle. I just got excited about the fact that
No.
first off, a whole book of ladies, 75 women. That's
The club
amazing.
is 75 women. The book is 25 of us. It's 25 of us, and we're sharing our relationship with money. We were sharing our relationship with wealth, what we think about wealth. We're sharing, and as far as I'm concerned, I talk about wealth. I talk about how I learned about wealth, my relationship with wealth. I talk about my experiences, and in there, once you grab the book and you read it, she's got the
Yes.
powers on Amazon.com, and you'll read my story, and you'll see a little bit about how when I was younger, I'll talk about my uncle and his impact on me and on my life and my finances, and how he shared with me and instilled in me some of the things that I've carried on today, and that I've also shared with my children, and that they are implementing as well. So
Oh,
that
that's
it's an
good.
amazing book. And I just think that it's not just for, and please don't think that it's just for women, it's for all. Although that we are a group of women that or sisters that have come together, it's educating all. It's educating all.
Exactly. I like that. You heard what she said, husbands and men alike. The book is not just for ladies, it's just a group of ladies that came together, 25 amazing women that came together to talk about how they were able to overcome, uh, I would say, not overcome being poor or anything,
Mhm.
but how to gain wealth, even the
Yeah,
more wealth. I tell you, because again, a lot of times we don't think that we're supposed to have wealth, but how about the fact that we want to leave a legacy for our
exactly.
children? If you're scared to say the word wealthy, how about saying legacy? I don't want to leave my children broke. I don't want to leave them
Exactly.
trying to figure out what are they going to do, how are we going to make it. And a lot of times we think that's just having cash on hand, but no, that can be real estate investing. You can have properties, 3, 4, 5 houses. You can have commercial buildings. You can have duplexes, fourplexes. It's so many different things that we can look at when it comes to generational wealth, and it comes to having a legacy for our children. Is there anything you want to add when it comes to that financial piece, Tara?
And all of the things that you were mentioning, definitely. And that's one of the things that I love about the investment club, and the RR Fund, is that they are teaching us all these things. Some of these things that we were not aware of. Say, for example, even investing in the stock market. It is, for me, initially starting to talk about the stock market and investing in it. Of course, my uncle had already shared some of that with me, but it was still like, yeah, okay, wow, this it was a lot to try and take in.
Yeah.
But actually, when I say that we're being educated, it was actually someone coming in, talking to us and sharing with us. They actually broke it down so that now I'm like, oh wow, it's just that simple. And we're understanding, or I'm understanding, the intricacies of it and how we can move forward in it. And so it's really not just and it is not just about investing in stocks. It's also, we do angel investing. So we're also
Oh,
investing in
awesome.
other organizations, other companies, helping them move forward as well. Because as you know, we as minorities, there's difficulty in getting financing. And
Yes.
so being an angel investor, and helping others move forward and uplifting others is also one of the other things, pillars that we share as part of our fund.
That is awesome. Ricardo and I was just speaking about that. Now we're like, we need to save some money because we want to be able to invest in. We have our eyes on some things that we want to do. And so we said we need to get our little nest egg built up so that we can invest in that, because just having cash in the bank does you no good. I need to be able to take that cash and invest it somewhere, even if it's in the stock market. As long as you know how to ride the stock market, you should be good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, because not everybody does. But like you said, just getting yourself around the right people that can educate you. That's what's key. The word says that we die from lack of knowledge. So if we take the time out to get ourselves and center ourselves around other people, not that are just like me, because that's not going to do me any good. I need people that are not like me and that are where I want to be. So if I get myself around those people are going to start sharing with me. I'm going to start reading more. It's going to push us to do more so that we can have more. So I love the fact that you said you guys, it was 25 of you that did the book. It's like 75 of you in the group. And I know it's growing. If Dr. Angela Reddick has anything to do with it.
Oh, yes, definitely.
There'll be thousands of women running around talking about the Reddick Rule Fund. Yes, so that is amazing information to hear. So I know that you kind of threw out there that you're a best-selling author. You and Tony. Yes, 2 times. Yes, that's deuce.
Times,
yes, 2 times over. So that is great. And we don't want to tell everything that's in your books, but the We Won't Quit book was just released, and her husband have an amazing story as well. And there, it's not even just a story; it's their history, and it's a great history and segue into helping all of us. Every one of the chapters in there is telling something that we went through in life. That's why this book is so important. It's things that we actually experienced in marriage. And a lot of times we just think that stuff is so bad, we got to run and get a divorce. No, there's things that you can do. There are tools in this book.
Marital tools, yes.
Yes.
We won't quit.
We won't quit. Yes. Tools in this book to help you push through in your marriage. So I'm excited at Miss Tara and Tony's chapter. I can't remember what chapter. Let's see what chapter you guys are in here.
Our chapter is about when aggression goes wrong. So definitely, in that story, we talk about one of our experiences that we've had in our marriage. And it was a difficult time that we encountered, and we were able to press forward by the grace of God. And that's one of the things that I think we should also, and like you said, sometimes people think divorce. And I'll tell you, I was one of those people at the time that was thinking divorce as well. So, and I say that in the chapter. But again, by the grace of God and with counseling and with help and prayer, we were able to press forward and move on. And we're still, we're still married today.
Yeah.
And yes, exactly. And so, that's one of the things that, and I'll say there will always be challenges. There's challenges in every relationship, friendships. It doesn't matter what it is. There's always going to be challenges. So it's just an opportunity to learn to communicate with one another, to learn to respect one another, and just move forward in God's will and God's way for yourselves.
Amen. That's awesome. I love that. You're able to respect one another. You also take, like you said, you got even closer to Christ, and you guys got counseling. A lot of times we think that's a curse word. Counseling, you cursing at me today. I'm not gonna what does black folks say? What happened in the house stays in the house. Don't be telling my business what's going on out there. And all the while you suffering in silence at home. All of us suffering in silence. I had the big D word. I probably said divorce about 50 times in year 7. I always wanted a divorce. I said, man, I love you, but with all this drama, no, sirree, I need to move on out of this. But God persevered. He sent some people, and they helped us push through when we truly didn't want to push through. So we're excited about the fact that We Won't Quit has been dropped and it's doing well enough for us to be bestsellers and to be a hot new released item. God is good. It's $20 on Amazon. If you know Tara, she has a website that's actually getting ready to be populated here with different information that you can gather from her as well. So I'm excited about what God is doing in the life of Miss Tara McGee. So, Miss Tara,
Yes.
is there anything that you want to add, that you want to share with the people, in the last few minutes before we move on to our next guest?
I'll say also another thing that happened recently was we launched I Am Tara McGee, which is also a website. Yes, we launched I Am Tara McGee website. So I am really excited about that as well. I tell you, God, like I said, God has truly been moving. He's been moving with me on my purpose. He's moving with me on my journey. And he's just helping me to see, sometimes we look over the past and we see all of our trials, we see our tribulations, and when we're in that moment, we don't understand or we don't see the bigger picture.
Yes.
And as we're moving forward, and now that we're out, we can see the bigger picture. We can see God's hand. We can see Him moving. We can see the plan, or we can see parts of the plan. So we just move forward in His will and in His way. Then all will be well. So that's one of the things. That's why I say, and I tell you, this new volume, just this year alone, there has been so much. 2-time best-selling author. We launched I Am Tara McGee, and it's only been 2 months. So so I'm just saying it. God is amazing. He is
so
truly
amazing.
blessing me. He is truly moving me forward. There were some difficult times, but by the grace of God, we're moving forward. We're excited. As you can tell, I am so excited. It is.
Look, I'm excited for you. I can feel it. And I love how God does it. I love how God does it. We don't want to go through all the pain. But I heard one of the pastors saying today when I listened to him, he said, listen, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be prosperous, if you want to have great things in your life, then prepare yourself to be beat. Prepare yourself to be pruned. Prepare the enemy to come at you full force, because he does not want you to have all those things. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So his job is to make you as miserable as he can. But we have to know that we're victorious, like you have been doing, fighting back. You push through, and now you're look, you just had a birthday. We ain't gonna tell how old you are, but you just celebrated a birthday. Like you said, you got a whole new volume. And look at all the blessings that God is bestowing upon you. But people have to remember that even in those blessings and with that beautiful smile, that you have to get up every day and fight back, because the enemy is going to come. We got, yes, Mr. Frost. Look, our producer said we got the push.
We have the push.
Year of the push. And we have to be strong, because this month we're talking about the letter S in push is for strength and being strong, and knowing that when we are weak, God makes us strong. And we can smile and continue to push through even in our tough times. When it don't seem like we're going to be able to make it to the other side, we got to continue to keep our eyes. A wise woman told me today, keep your eyes on the prize, Kimberly. Keep your eyes on the prize. And I say that for us all. Even in the midst of anything that we're going through and all the hard times, keep your eyes on the prize. And I also want to add what Tara was talking about, the financial literacy and the prosperity. I promise you 100%, I bet you she was tithing through that whole time of her learning how to be prosperous. So if we don't remember anything else, Mr. Frost put that in the chat. So I said, let me remember to add that. Make sure you pay your tithes, not just to be paying tithes, but to know that that's what God has, he has called us to do, to pay our tithes. Sometimes we look at it so, oh God, I got to pay my tithes. No, he wants us to be cheerful givers. And if we're cheerful givers, he's going to cheerfully give us some more. He'll give us back 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times what we have given him. So remember to pay your tithes. Look, now I ain't talking about to us. We're talking about to your local church, or the church that you're attached to. If you want to give a seed to RFK Outreach, please do. But when we're talking about tithing, we're talking about the fact that you're tithing to your local assembly. Cool beans?
Yes, and I will say definitely that it's important to be faithful stewards of what God has provided.
Amen. That's another S word for push. Being good stewards. Yes. Well, Miss Tara, I appreciate you sharing tonight. And you've had, like you said, you've had a beautiful day. Your podcast was amazing this morning. I truly enjoyed it. So if you all haven't had a chance, I believe it's going to be, it may be on her Facebook page, the podcast. I'm not sure, but you can go there and listen to it. But it was really good this morning. So if you haven't had an opportunity to go back and listen to her, she's had a beautiful day of sharing, and God has been using her for his glory. And I'm excited about it.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to come on here and invite our beautiful Miss Christy Norwood. This young lady, Hunty. Hey, Christy.
Hey, y'all. Good evening.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling all of Tara's energy. I am
Right.
Tara McGee, all of the energy. So
Come on.
I'm doing even better than I was before.
I'm tripping right now. I am Tara McGee. I know that's right.
Yes.
I remember Miss Tara McGee being all quiet, in and out the church, in and out for real. No matter her own little business. Now Miss Tara is I am Tara McGee, honey. That says a lot. And tonight we have on I am Christy Norwood, and she has been doing a lot, blazing the trail for other ladies that are coming. Dr. Christy is off the chain. She's doing great things. So this weekend, she has some amazing things happening. But before I say that, I cannot go without saying hello to her husband, Lester Norwood. We thank God for Lester. No, she has an amazing husband in Lester Norwood. He is also a financial expert. He owns his own company. They both have companies themselves. Look, I don't hang around people that ain't doing nothing. Her husband owns a company business and she owns her own business. So they're doing great things. He is a financial guru. She's a psychologist. She'll correct me on this stuff here if I'm missing something. And then they have their family, 2 beautiful children, a boy and a girl, of course. We're going to say their names because the people are crazy these days. But they have 2 beautiful children as well. And they're doing great things in and out of the kingdom. They are moving people that don't know Christ closer to Christ. She's going to be talking about what she's doing this weekend to help make that happen for us ladies. So, hey, Christy.
Hey, Kimberly. Hey,
Welcome,
Tara.
welcome.
Hey, ladies out there. And hey, gentlemen, too. Good to see y'all, be with y'all tonight.
Yes. Well, I shared a lot about you, but why don't you share a little bit more about what it is that you do, Dr. Christy, around the neighborhood?
Yeah, so around the neighborhood, in addition to being a wife and trying to just go where God has called me, God will put you in places that you have no idea. So I left a federal comfortable job and God said, you need to go to Hampton University. And I was like, what? Why? I don't understand. And I now know that was part of my growth and development for him to be able to allow me to be used to help women and help people to be healthy and well so they can live according to his will for their life. And so I have a business called Remind You Wellness and Outreach. And really the purpose of it is to support mental health, particularly in communities that are often forgotten about, right? And to help people not just go to therapy. So therapy is one piece, but what can they do every day to feel healthy and well, right? So like even this community, us being connected, you might have a tough day. You might be like, gosh, I just want to go to bed, but you might log on to Alive and it gives you what you need to keep going to the next day. Because if we're not healthy and well, we can't carry out what God has for us. And so, it's heavy sometimes what God gives us to carry out. But I know that, especially in this season, kind of like what Tara was saying, it's from him. And so it is my responsibility. That's the least that I can do for him is to carry it out. And so I just want to say, and I hope I'm not out of order, Kimberly, but I feel led to say that if anybody is out there and questioning, can I do this? Like, I'm afraid, I don't know. Just know that if God has given it to you, he is going to walk with you walk it out. And it may not be the course that you charted for yourself, but it's the course that he charted for you. And so you have to trust him that whatever that course is, whether it's profession, whether it's ministry, whether it's your activity in this group, whether it's your marriage, he is going to make sure if you follow him, right, that everything is going to be perfect in his will. So I just wanted to say that in case anybody is kind of struggling in that vein tonight.
Come on. I'm glad you said it because he knows the plans that he has for us. Yeah. That's what we have to remember. He knows the plans, and I'm thankful. You don't have to apologize. That's the word that people need to hear, that they can do it. You don't have to sit back and watch others do it.
Yeah.
because he's planted something and seed in each and every one of us that is going to come to light. It's going to birth itself. Absolutely. Look, with or without you, because you don't want to be like Jonah. I told you to do it. But since you
Right.
don't want to do it, now I gotta beat you a little bit. I want to send you down in the well.
Exactly.
And look, that was back then in the well. Nowadays, my God, we go through some stuff for God
Mhm.
to get you to produce what He said to produce.
Exactly.
Yes, you don't want to be
Exactly.
that. I do not want to be Jonah. I want to just go head on and do what it is. Look, thus says the Lord.
Thus saith the Lord. Right.
Lord,
And I
look,
think
the Lord trumps everybody.
everybody.
Absolutely. So I'm glad that you shared that, Dr. Christie. You've been doing amazing stuff around the 757 when it comes to working with people in psychology in the college. Being over that department there at the Hampton University is amazing. So I know you get to encounter so many different young adults that may be
Mhm.
struggling with different mindsets, different things happening in their lives. So you've really touched, and even before going to Hampton University, like you said, you were in the federal space, but you were helping veterans.
Mhm.
And there's a whole lot of us out there. People are suffering with PTSD, and it may not even be that. It could be women hormonal issues.
Yeah.
It's just so many things that affect the mind that we need great people like you on a, that didn't run from your calling.
Yeah.
Because you could have easily said, I know God said that, but I ain't gonna be sitting here listening to people tell me their problems all day. But
Yeah.
you heard the call and you moved on the call. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful.
Absolutely. Thank
Yes.
you.
So on tonight, I also wanted you to take a time out and share with us what's happening this weekend. I'm so excited about the Excel Summit.
Yeah, so we are excited about the Exhale Summit. And I don't know if Kimberly has shared with you all, but she is one of our key breakout speakers.
No,
So, yes, she is going to talk to us a little bit about how we sort of juggle multiple responsibilities, how we manage. But this summit, and you all feel free to put it in the chat. Think about like the last couple years, the last few years, like how many of you all have felt stress, have felt anxiety, have felt overwhelmed, have been just like, gosh, I just need a pause. Even if it's I'm doing too much in ministry, I'm doing too much, my household is overwhelming, work is too much, or I just need, things are going well, but I want to elevate myself, right? Like we all get in different spaces. It doesn't always have to be bad. It could just be, I need a moment so that I can go further in what God has for me too. And so really the Exhale Summit was birthed from my own experiences of just being like, Christy, you got to make sure what you're pouring out and teaching to your patients, that you're doing the same thing. And so, people think when you go into mental health, you're just an expert. And it's like, yeah, you get the book smarts, you get a lot of, I learn from my patients just as hopefully they learn from me, but you also have to put it in practice. And I was seeing in my personal life, my professional life, I was seeing women struggling, right? Just needing healing, and not women who were what we kind of consider classic depression, like staying in the bed for 10 days at a time, not eating. I was seeing women who were functional, right? But struggling, people who were working, involved in the church, who needed that pause, that reset. And so that was and is the impetus to the Exhale Summit. It's a chance for us to take a breath, but practically to learn skills. We go to a lot of conferences and it's like, oh, this is great, I love it. And then a week later, we're like, wait a minute, what did I learn? What's going on? Right. And so this is about like, how do we learn those skills? How do we learn those tools? How do we build community, just like here in RFK Outreach? It's how do you build community? How do you stay connected to these women and other women, and then not keep the information to yourself, right? So if I'm changed, then I should hopefully be able to come back to my husband and my kids, and even if I don't share with them what I've learned, hopefully my actions will change my system, will change the system that I'm in, right? Hopefully I can change my profession, my surroundings. And so it's all about community. If one person is changed in the system, you can change that family unit, you can change that friend circle. So you may have a sister out there that's like, nah, girl, you go ahead and go. I'm not going to go. But you come, you get your healing, do what you need to do. And then you show up as the best version of yourselves. And then when they see you change, they might start to change as well. So it's really about us learning how to be vulnerable, how to practically take care of ourselves, and how to move towards healing.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. When I saw that, remember me, honey, I just wanted to fall on the floor. At that moment, I was like, you know what? You said, you hit it on the head. I do several different things around, and I've really, like Tara said, it's her new volume. I had to take that on for myself. I do take breaks. A lot of times people look at me and they're like, man, she's doing a lot. But does she take a break? Absolutely. I take more breaks than y'all think because I had to know that for myself, that no one else is going to pick me up off the ground. No one's going to be here for my kids. No one's going to be here for Ricardo if I work myself into the grave in ministry, in business, or anything else. So I take my time. I wake up early in the morning, yes, but I go back to sleep after a couple hours before I get out of bed. We have our ministry moment. And, you know, I have built in different things to make sure that my body and my mind and my spirit are healthy, you know, and let me go back to body. We're trying to work on that part now again, but you know, I'm happy about that in itself because I think I shared how I had the thyroid issue and I actually gained a few pounds. But if I hadn't been taking the time out for myself, I could have missed that diagnosis because I'm running and doing so many different things that I wasn't hearing my own body. But because of the fact that I learned how to take time out for Kimberly, I heard and knew that there was something different going on with this body of mine. And I was able to jump on that. So I'm very happy to hear you have a whole summit. People just don't do it about me remembering me. That blessed my whole soul.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's funny because we talk about in RFK even where we talk about take time, be still, listen to God, right? But then we're like, go to this church meeting, go to this and do this. And so it's like, wait a minute, but sometimes we have to, and I love these Tuesday nights because we can sort of say, okay, this is our protected time to do that, right? But then how do we do it consistently? And it's not about the next person, right? So you're an early riser. That's not me, right? Don't text me at 5 a.m. But at 2 o'clock, I'm your girl, you know?
I'm your girl.
And so it's not about trying to one up the next woman. It's saying, hey, this is where I am in my race. I may just be in the driveway. You may already be upstairs on the second floor, but can you help me in that journey? Or are there things that we can kind of exchange to be able to move again in the direction that God wants us to go in?
Oh, I love that. Can we exchange? Can we be women that exchange with one another? Our group, 19 ladies that help with RFK couples in marriage. But we have an exchange, and we may not all exchange with one another, but we know that 2 or 3 in the group may be connected a little closer than others, and we are able to exchange with one another so we don't feel like we're suffering in silence at certain times, that we're able to pick up the phone and call one another and say, hey, I got something going on, or I don't have something going on, or you may have something going on. You know, that we're all here for each other. So I really like that. I like that Brandy said in the chat, we need to have radical self-care. So that's kind of, I think, the mindset that I took when I heard remember me. A radical self-care posture is what I felt at the time. It's time for me to think about me, you know, and I'm hoping that other women are taking that on, that we have been in a society that's pushing us as women to be presidents, to be CEOs, to be great, to be doctors, to do all these great things. But you never hear it say, now take a time out once a month, once a week, whatever you need to do to rest, get yourself fed, read a book, listen to Let's Talk About It on Tuesday nights, wake up Thursday morning at 6:30 a.m. and pray about it. Because we have a great time doing those prayer moments, and it really energizes me for the day. And some other people that send messages, you just have to find what works for you. I like how you said, change the system that I'm in. That was great. I need that all over a t-shirt. I want to be able to come back from what I've learned at different conferences, you know, that I've learned just from sitting in the circle, the 3 of us having a conversation. What have we learned tonight that someone can take back? Or what have we shared tonight that someone can take back and change the system that they are in? That's amazing
Mhm.
all in itself.
Yeah. I mean, and at some level, on a lot of levels, it's evangelism, right?
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think most of us know you don't have to be in the pulpit, right? You don't have to have the mic. We should hopefully start in our homes. And so if we can
Yes.
start there, and people are watching, even when we don't think,
Oh
or,
yeah.
or even when we know, they're watching.
They're
And so,
watching.
I think people have to, we've been through a lot the last few years in
Yeah.
particular, many of us. And so here's a chance to remember you and to not feel, I love, Coach B's point, like to not feel bad about it, to say,
Yes.
you know what, I am worth it. Like
Yeah.
I'm worth it every day.
Every
And
day.
no one should make me feel bad about prioritizing my own needs and my own desires, so that then I can be in connection in a healthy way with them.
Exactly. And I would even say and challenge someone tonight. If you know a friend, a girlfriend that has, they're working, they're going through, they got all these different things going on, and you can see yourself that they haven't even had the opportunity to take a break. And if you have a few extra coins in your pocket, invite them to the summit this weekend. Maybe you guys can even split a hotel room together. At first I was like, oh, I can stay home and I'll just drive over there Saturday. But no, I'm going to go there because I learned from Christy probably about 5 years ago, maybe. I think it was about 5 years ago. We were at church and she was teaching one night and she was telling us about relaxing. And sometimes I thought I was a relaxer. No, child, I wasn't relaxing. So now I'm in the bed doing her 10 count and different things that I'm supposed to do. And when you really take a moment, even to this day, this morning I had to do it again. I'm thinking I'm in the bed, relaxed. And then I realized I did my 10 count backwards to relax myself. And I didn't realize that my brain was even tensed. I felt the relaxation of my mind from me waking up, reading and doing different work. I tend to do that from 4 to 6. But then I like to stop and relax and count and allow my body, starting from my brain, my muscles. I think about every ounce of me relaxing almost to a vegetative state. And then I go back to sleep for like 30 minutes. I do.
Yes.
And it works for me, but that's because something I learned and I gleaned from you, and I was able to bring that home. And Ricardo, every once in a while, you better get your little relaxation on, make sure that you're taking the time out for yourself, and so I even appreciate you sharing that so that I could bring that back to my system and, in my home and make sure that I am taking good care of Kimberly as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Miss
Well,
Tara, you got any questions for Miss Christy up there? I'm doing
No, I've just been listening, and I love the idea of the Excel Summit because it's really replenishing that empty vessel. So because sometimes we just go and go and go, and
Yeah.
then it gives you an opportunity to just stop and exhale and just breathe, just be present, just be in the moment, and just be you. Just have a time of moment, a time of relaxation. And sometimes we need that time with other sisters, other women to be around, to just share. And it helps us to just know that we're not alone. Sometimes
Yeah.
we're facing things and we think that it's all, for whatever reason, we think that we're the only ones that have this problem. But
Right.
you don't. I mean, there's so many other people that are facing the same thing. So being in an atmosphere where you can just share with others, you can replenish yourselves, you can relax, refresh.
Yes.
And it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for you. It's
I
gonna
am
be
so
awesome.
excited. I'm with you, Tara. I am so excited. I'm nervous at the same time about Saturday, but I'm excited about Friday because I'm going to sleep. I was like, Ricardo, you welcome to come and spend the night. Not for real, not for real. I want to sleep in peace, but I just wanted to make the offer. And look at his wife. He's like, "No, babe, you'll be all right. I'll stay home." I was like, "No, you can come. You can come with me." No. He's like, "Didn't y'all just celebrate the anniversary?" Yes, I love my boo, and I want him with me all the time. But if I can get a night with the ladies where I can chill and have some fun, and then we get up to tomorrow, he'll be there Saturday morning to help a sister out because I'll be selling books. For those that don't know, selling and autographing books. So we want y'all to come out and enjoy that. But I'm excited. Chrissy, do you have any parting words that you would like to share with the folks?
I would just say that your healing is important, right? And so, and healing again can look different, and it's not always easy, but just start with a step, right? Whatever that looks like, because we all have stuff. And this is just a judgment-free space. And even if you can't come to the Exhale Summit, find those spaces. If it's the RFK Couples and Outreach Group, if it's, a person at church, if it's someone at your job and your family, find a space. If it's therapy that feels comfortable and safe and brave for you to be truly who you are and to release that, and allow yourself the intentional space in your life to remember you, because you're valued and you're important. And God doesn't want us running on E.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
He does not want us running on E at all. We were really enjoying ourselves when we went away last week. We tried to make sure that we didn't overdo it, that we took some time to relax and just enjoy one another. The world is going to be right here. It was waiting on us when we got back on Monday. The fast pace, everybody needing something yesterday, all of that is going to be right there when you leave. And we have to remember that we don't want to leave and go be with the glory of Christ. And people don't look, because they're going to replace you quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. So you've got to learn. I love it. We're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to remember us. So if you hadn't purchased your tickets yet, you can go to the website, right, Christy, as well?
Yes, absolutely. You can go to www.exhalesummit.org. You can purchase your tickets. They're $135. That's for 2 days. This isn't about me making a whole lot of money. This, like I said, is a nonprofit. So that's really so we can put on a nice experience. Yeah. And I always tell people, we've had folks donate tickets. So if cost is a factor for you or anyone you know, please email me. If I have to come out of my pocket and pay for it, I'm happy to do so. I also want to publicly thank Tara. She's not able to join us, but she was such a blessing and gave a donation to the Exhale Summit. And so that's what this is all about. Thank you, Kimberly. We have lots of wives from this group that will be there. And so it's going to be a great experience. So if you can join us, please do. If not, we hope to catch you next year or other events we have.
Okay, next year. Yes. Yes. And I like what you said. It's not like we get rich off these. This is glory of God work. And when you're doing conferences, you normally are coming out of your pocket in the end, but you're still doing the will of God, and he's going to make sure that you get replenished in that as well. But there's no money made. She's doing all of this to help us be better be better within us, so that we can be better for you. Right? Yeah. Well, I thank both of you beautiful ladies for coming on tonight and joining us. I'm excited about I Am Tara. I look forward to what's coming in the future, because evidently if you done made a website with a whole name about yourself, honey, I know it's about to be something. Yes, you're about to be doing something great. God is good. And I, again, looking forward to the Exhale Summit this weekend. I'm going to do my best to deliver with the help of the Lord. When we say he will give me my strength and what it is that I need to do this weekend.
He will.
But also out there, just remember, we are going to Houston, Texas. Yes, November 10th to the 12th. So get ready to start. Your ticket sales are going to be hit. We're going to actually put small ticket sales out there so you can make your deposit and reserve your space and get your hotel room. We're going to block off quite a few rooms. I think she said about 75 rooms will be blocked off. So first come, first serve. We're believing for 200 couples there and here and Florida and California and anywhere else you're living to participate this year. We're going to have some great speakers. We're so excited. November 10th to the 12th, 2023 in Houston, Texas. RFK Couples and Marriage Take Texas. Can you believe it? Taking Houston. And we're excited about it. We're going to partner with some other folks over there. We have other people that are there now doing some groundwork for us. So it's not just all about us, y'all. There is actually a group, RFK Couples and Marriage Houston. I hadn't even shared that yet. So there's a group that comes together. They started their own group as a branch off of what we're doing. So they'll be our major hosts when we all get there. But it's like 10 couples that have already started. RFK Couples and Marriage Houston. What you say? Child.
So I just want to say, I hope they're ready, because when we took over Florida hurricane and all.
And
So
all, right?
Houston is ready for us.
Yes. Lord, we know you gave us Nicole and it was victory for the people, but this year we do not need a hurricane, a tornado, or anything else coming through Houston. We just ask for a beautiful weather, please, Lord Jesus. But I hear you, Tara. I'm with you. God really showed up. We had a great time. And I'm looking for Houston to be even greater. I believe that God is going to do some special things for us there. I do believe it. And I believe that we're going to have a great, I'm believing that 200 couples and a few singles, because we got to have our singles that believe they're going to be married. They're going to come with us. Oh, and Raven will kill me. On March 25th, we're going to have the young married wives, for those that desire to be single, not single, married. We're going to be staying at the Elder's house on May 25th, spend the night, and we're going to come together and we're going to spend time, have a little slumber party, actually, doing a little painting, doing a little talking, and we're just going to have some fun on the big pillows. Some of you that are wanting to participate, let us know. We might let y'all just come join us just to talk. But I'm excited about hanging out with the 18-year-olds to 30-year-olds, or if they've been married under 7 years. And if they husbands, ladies, if your husbands release you to spend the night with us, don't be trying to just say, I'm coming, and leave him home with them kids. No, make sure you've made arrangements to be with us. It's only 20 slots, so we pretty much know that that's going to be a quick fill based on the fact that we've been meeting with the ladies already, and those ladies get first dib. And it's at no cost to them. So we're excited about helping build young marriages, helping build young ladies that desire to be married. See, God needs us to reach back. We can't just, all of us that's been married 10, 20, 15, and 30 years to forget about those that are young and still trying to nourish their marriages and try to figure out how y'all look so good at this, because we're going through HE double hockey sticks. How do you push through that? So we've been using those moments to truly share with those ladies the intimacy of marriage, and they've been loving it. I mean, one of the young ladies that's in our group that's older like me, she was like, I'm a little upset, Kimberly. I was like, what? She said, you don't talk to us like this. You're giving them all the juice. I was like, well, I feel like they need to get all the juice. She said, no, we need all the juice too. So we're going to try to figure out something. Maybe even at the conference, we got to start getting even a little more deeper if we can. We just got to figure out how we can do that. Of course, not on Facebook Live, and not overwhelm Kimberly's schedule. Right. So we're gonna work it out though, because God, He don't give us more than we can bear, right? Yes. So thank you, beautiful ladies. Again, to my wonderful husband, babe, I miss you sitting next to me tonight, but I appreciate you actually being in the back, being our producer tonight. Are you gonna show your face or no? Are you not showing your producing face, Mr. Frost? No, not tonight. There he is. I can't do much without my babe. 22 years. But he got his headphones on. He's so excited about being a producer tonight.
He's official.
Yes. Our videographer has some personal stuff that he's doing, and our producer, Ricardo, say, oh, I got it. I can step in and do it. And I think he did a great job tonight. So I hope that Mr. Eric is proud of us, that we were able to push through and make it do what it do. All right, good folks. Well, we'll see you guys on Tuesday, first and third Tuesdays. I'm trying to debate if we're going to do every Tuesday so we can go through the book and have every wife on this month. Depends on what next Tuesday brings. We shall see. But again, thank you all so much for joining us. We hope you have a pleasant night, peaceful sleep. Ask Christy about that 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1. You can do that in her DM. So you can relax. And we look forward to hearing more about I Am Tara. We'll see you guys this weekend at the Excel Summit. All right. God bless you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Definitely. Let's see if